Hey guys, welcome to the channel. My name's Stuart. I kind of want to just film a quick sit down video to introduce myself and tell you what the channel's going to be about. Kind of walk you through all the steps that I've taken to get to where I am at this point in the game. I'm at the beginning stages, but I kind of want to just document what it's like to have a lot of persistence and the fact that the real estate game of buying properties and fixing them up and renting them out isn't as easy as it seems. There's a lot, excuse me, there's a lot of books out there, there's a lot of videos out there, and there's just a lot of content that, you know, to the uneducated person could seem like it's super lucrative and easy to get your foot in the door and to start off. So let's see if I can do this without being too scatterbrained. My name is Stuart Arnold. I'm 26 years old, from St. Petersburg, Florida. Moved to Nashville, Tennessee, where I spent 3 years. Here, while I have her, let me just introduce you to Evie. Evie, look. Look at the camera. Look at the camera. She wants this little bracelet thing, and she will get it because she always gets it. Go get it. Okay. So where was I? I moved to Nashville, Tennessee. I was a server in downtown Nashville, making a fairly decent living for serving, you know, about $50,000 a year. With that, I got a nice car. I could always pay my rent. I would buy a bunch of material things, gold chains, probably just, I got 3 of them. Couple guns, a large safe, just very materialistic and all about the dollar. Everybody, like, I wouldn't want to do anything if it wasn't for money. I even started playing poker a lot because I just wanted to make more money like that. And it occurred to me that, I don't want to live like that for too much longer. I need to find something better. Actually, in the serving in downtown Nashville was very necessary to my story, because when I'd be serving these people that are there on vacation and they have decent amount of money and they're decent people, Nashville's not a cheap vacation spot. You're going to spend some money there. I would get into conversations with a lot of people, really nice people, and they would be telling me about the book Rich Dad Poor Dad after I tell them where I wanted to go, what I wanted to do. I've always wanted to get into real estate because I know if you do it right, there's money to be made. So one Thanksgiving, my mom came to visit me and my brother in downtown in Nashville. So I told her to bring the Rich Dad Poor Dad book. And what do you know? She brought the Rich Dad Poor Dad book after like 15. I'm 26, so yeah, about 10 years ago is when she recommended it to me, and I finally read it, and it really made a lot of sense. It definitely changed my way of thinking, how it's a rat race, and I go to work, I get paid for my time, and then when I'm not working, I'm not making money. And it just really hit me hard and really sank in. And I get really passionate about not going to work for a job one day. I kind of want to build my life around passive income. Long story short, my brother moves up to Southern Illinois. He tells me that the real estate market up there, his friend just bought a house for $11,000 and he put about, $5,000 to $10,000 into it and then sold it for $50,000. I was like, wow, that's almost what I make in a year. And And that 50,000 was before taxes. I'm like, wow, you could buy that house and you could even rent it and be making almost 2%. You know, you could still rent it for 2% of what you bought it for. And that's like twice as good as the 1% rule, you know? So you can check my math on that if you'd like. I'm just kidding. But it sounded really good to me. I decided to move up to Marion, Illinois, and here I am. I'm here for about 6 months. I continue to do the same thing. I actually end up working a couple jobs for money, and I'm stuck back in the rat race. The only thing is I am saving up a little bit of money at this time. I reread the Rich Dad, Poor Dad book, and it gets me excited again. Let's see. It had been like a year since I read it the first time, and I kind of wanted a refresher. It really got me excited again. I started looking for houses immediately. I wanted to know the market. I wanted to know everything about the market up here. My little sister graduated from the Naval Academy, and for reasons other than this video, she couldn't actually go into the Navy. So they let her graduate, and then she got released into the civilian world, which is like the best thing you could do. Get your school paid for, have a really good degree from a really good school, and get whatever job you want. So anyways, she's really smart. So I start talking to her about what I want to do, what is possible out there. And she hears me out and she says, okay, well, she essentially says, make it happen. So I'm looking at all these places. I'm driving around. I'm looking for houses. And I keep telling her about what I'm finding, sending her pictures, seeing what do we got to do to get a loan. And the problem is we couldn't get a loan because personal loans over like $20,000 or personal loans are less than $20,000, and then mortgages are more than $45,000, $50,000. Otherwise, banks don't really want to deal with you because they're not going to make that much money. It's not worth their time. Totally understand from their part, but there's a sweet spot from $20,000 to $45,000. You pretty much have to have cash to buy a house. Anyways, graduating from the Naval Academy, though, she has a $30,000 loan that she can use. Okay, right in the sweet spot. That's exactly what we need. So now I know my price point when we're looking at these houses. She comes up and we start driving around all over the place trying to find houses. It is snowing. It is cold. She brought the worst weather with her that you could imagine. It was a blizzard. It was a crazy blizzard. And, like I said, I'm from Florida. A blizzard might be a little bit different to me than you, but it was about a foot of snow on the ground. But we roll up on this house, and it's 1,700 square feet. It's 2 stories. It's got a 1-car garage. It's actually a 2-car garage, but the neighbors own half of it, and half of it's ours. So call a realtor. He comes. He lets us in. So we walk in the house. And, you know, it looks decent. It looks like something I can work with if we get it for the right price. It was listed. What was it listed for? Okay, it was originally listed for like $52,000. And then like it kept dropping in price, and I think it was listed for like $39,000, right? Okay, I know the house needed new windows, and I know that it just needed some work. It just needed some work, but it really wasn't that bad. Like, it's not like the house was on top of a sinkhole and it's just going to fall apart. It had been there for 100 years. This thing was built in 1920s. So we want to put in an offer of $20,000. They immediately reject that offer, and they say they'll do it for $30,000. And then I counter back at $25,000. I said I cannot go more than $25,000. It just needs too much work. And they counter back with $27,500. We're like, cool. $2,000 isn't going to be a deal breaker. If it is, I probably shouldn't be buying the house. So we buy the house, or no. So it goes under contract, 27.5. I'm all excited. My sister's all excited. This is going to be our first house, and it all stemmed from the Rich Dad Poor Dad book. And you got to get out of the rat race. And from the moment you stop working for a dollar, you stop trading your time for money, your thinking just does a 180. Anyways, I'll probably go over that whole book in a different video. I just love that book. Anyways, it goes under contract for 27.5. I actually didn't know it needed new electric. I bring my girlfriend's dad in there. He's pretty much a master at anything to do with properties. He owns a couple of rental properties as well. Not getting into his story, he just knows a lot of stuff. Very educated. And he goes in there and he tells me this is knob and tube. I don't know what knob and tube is, but from the sounds of it, he emphasized that that's bad. It needs to be replaced. He said it was going to be $10,000. I get a couple quotes from a couple different people, and what do you know? It's $10,000, $10,000 to $15,000. So I'm like, I'm going to have to do this myself. I can't pay someone $10,000. So I'm thinking like, I got to buy this house for $20,000. I'm trying to stay under 30 with this price. I go back. I'm like, no, I can't. I know that it's under contract for 27.5. We can't pay 27.5. It needs new wiring. The whole house needs new wiring. I can offer 20. And they're pretty much like, we can't give you the house for 20. So I ended up closing on the house for 25,000. How freaking cool. We got a house for $25,000. And I'm in the middle of renovating it right now. I want to show you how much work is involved. If you want to get into the real estate industry on the ground level, it's going to be a grind. You're going to get discouraged and you just got to stay with it. And I want to show you what I'm going through to make this happen. And I know that I really believe in my heart that I'm going to be successful one day, and I'm putting in a lot of work for zero money. If anything, I'm spending money because I go to work as a server and then I go to Menards and I go spend that money to get wood and like just supplies that I need. And my sister is putting in money too. And, you know, she doesn't have a lot of money because we put a lot of money on to buy the house. I want to bring you along on this journey. I want to document all this stuff for anybody thinking about getting in the real estate market. There's a lot of books, there's a lot of videos, and there's a lot of stuff out there, and they're all trying to sell you stuff and sell you the dream, and it just doesn't come that easy. You need to see firsthand what it takes. If I don't know something, I look at a YouTube video and I figure it out. And I have to figure it out because I need this to work. Last semester, I was redoing all the wiring while I was in school. And I was actually going to school to be a nurse. But I was going to school to be a nurse so I could have a job, so I could get in the rat race, to make money that I could put into my real estate side job. Okay? Wrong way of thinking. Okay? And it took me everything in my power to talk myself out of that. So now I switched to business school because I believe that I'm going to one day need that information. And I can use business techniques and information and stuff about taxes. We will see how this semester goes. I'm just going to keep my grades up. Last semester I got straight A's. With the house, we're going to do straight A's again. But I'm going to try to be working on the house much more and videotaping all of my progress so I can share it with the channel. I just want to thank everyone for watching this video. If you did watch to the end, I'm going to do my very best to portray the story of hard work and persistence pays off. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time.